come today, this very special day, especially for Amanda and Jacob. We come to celebrate with them and with God. And today we're here to join holy matrimony, Amanda and Jake, both spiritually and physically. They're going to make a covenant today before all of you here today and before God. A marriage, it's a covenant relationship. Covenant is a special agreement you make before God and with God. It's a lifetime agreement by which two people pledge themselves to one another and God. And what happens is by the power of the Holy Spirit, the two become one. Yes, God can do that. Consider what Jesus said. He said, I'm the vine, and you guys are the branches. Those who live in me, while I live in them, yes, you. Jesus said, while you live in him, he lives in you, and you will produce much fruit. He goes on to say that without him, we would be unfruitful. So we need him. Therefore, keeping God at the center of your marital relationship, Jacob and Amanda, is vital. Jacob and Amanda, you both expressed that you want God to be the center of your newly formed family. And this decision allows your lives and this marriage for you to view it in a very different light. You recognize that the vows you take and the promises you make are important because you make them before your one true, holy God.
Son, you are my firstborn of one of four sweetest blessings of my life. I have often joked on how you were born a little soldier, so serious and ready to protect us. I used to call you my little Capitan. Gentle and generous, while also being strong, courageous, and responsible. And I thank God he gave you to me. One day while visiting your sister Jessica and I, we asked, how are things going with you and Amanda? And I could still see you sitting there looking peaceful with surety in yourself when you answered, good. I can actually see myself marrying her. It was such a shock to us that your sister got teary-eyed with joy because she knew Amanda must be pretty special for you to feel that way. My prayer for you was that God would bring you someone into your life that loves him first, you second, and your children third, and vice versa, that you love him first, her second, and your children third. together laugh as often as possible so your hearts will be happy all the time. Let her be who God made her to be, and likewise, Amanda, let him be who God made him to be.
Jacob, I'll address you. Believing this to be the will of God on your life, do you take Amanda to be your wife? And do you commit yourself to her to be responsible in your marriage relationship, to give yourself to her in love and work, to invite her fully into every aspect of your life, to cherish her above all others, and to respect her individuality by encouraging her to be herself and grow in all that God intends?
I do.
Amanda.
I do.
Jacob, thank you, Amanda, to be my wife. I promise before God and these witnesses, be your loving and faithful husband, in plenty and in want, in joy and in sorrow, in sickness and in health, as long as we both shall live.
I, Amanda, take you, Jacob, to be my husband, and I promise before God, these witnesses, to be your loving and faithful wife, in plenty and in want, in joy and in sorrow, in sickness and in health, as long as we both shall live.
May God be ever merciful, abundantly blessing you with good health, wealth, and wisdom. To Jacob and Amanda.
Now, I know I'm speaking for many family and friends here today when we say that we love and believe in you both. And I especially mean this when I say this. It is my privilege by the authority vested in me by God, the state of California, 415 Apostolic International, and as a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
Spend this time in your head. With every star, we are born again. Open your heart. Spend this time in your
What a gorgeous night for a wedding. Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? Beautiful. This is like I said, this is my first daughter, and I'm really proud of you. Who wants to hear some stories of Amanda when she was a little girl? She was 3 years old, and we were driving to San Francisco, and there was a lot of cows on the hillside. And she looks out there, and she's looking at this, and she says, she asked the question. She says, "Papi," which means daddy in Spanish. She says, "How do the cows stay up there without rolling down?" One of the things about being a young parent, and back then we didn't have Google. We didn't have phones. There was no phones. There was no cell phones. So we were trying to make up crap as we were driving, and she's looking at these cows, and we're like, and she kept saying, "Well, how come they don't roll down?" And if I had a cell phone, I would Google and what's the best response to this. There was no Google. So we looked at each other, Marina and I were looking at each other, and we're thinking, okay, what am I going to say? What are we going to say? And then right before we gave her an answer that she really liked, she says, "Where did we get meat from? Where did we get the hamburgers for? Where did we get the meat? Is from the cows?" And we're looking at her and like, oh jeez, am I gonna tell her that a butcher comes and just kills this animal? And then all of a sudden she just lights up, and I was driving, I'm looking in the mirror, and she says, I know! The reason why the cows don't roll down is because with their nails, they hang on to the heel. They're like this, grabbing onto the hillside, and that's why they don't come down. Great, Dad. So I said, yeah, you got it. And then she says, I know where the meat comes from, the cow. They take a little tiny piece out of the side of the cow. They put a Band-Aid on that opening, and it grows back. I said, that's it, mija.
I'm becoming blind by your dazzling grace. What a beautiful feeling to be close to you. There's nothing else I wanna do. Ooh, and from the fields of flowers you chose to pick me. You're spreading sugar on my misery, and I don't fake this kind of feeling, never felt so real. My heart is on the table 'cause you're my everything. I do, I wanna marry you.
It's been amazing seeing you grow up and become the woman that you are now. Let's wish them happiness their entire life, health and prosperity, and lots of babies, huh? Y pues felicidades a los novios. ¡Woohoo!
You do feel so good, so good. And I do, I wanna marry you. 'Cause when you're around, I know it's true. The way you make me feel is so good, baby, so good.